Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm reviewing Invincible, the hero building game. No disclaimer for this one, I bought the copy myself. In Invincible, you control 2 to 4 heroes trying to defeat villains and save the innocent in varied scenarios. Characters will level up with different combos of special powers, and activate those powers in a Quacks of Quedlinburgish mechanic where you're pushing your luck and seeing how many cubes you can pull from a bag before you crash out. So let's discuss 5 key things to know about Invincible, the hero building game. So first, my number 5, which is a mix for my taste, are the different scenarios in the game. And each is pretty fun. They each have special mechanics, like having to defend the heads of Mount Rushmore or villains trying to break out of prison. And then additionally, to vary up the difficulty, to make it easier or harder, you have these challenges and helper cards that are keyed to the missions. But where the potential negative comes in is that some of them just aren't as well balanced or designed as others. If you watch my playthrough, for example, I found breakout performances kind of busted in several ways, while other ones I've played have been a consistent and interesting challenge, so your results may vary here. My number 4 point, which is also a mix, is focused on the board actions and what you're actually resolving with your powers. And there are some cool things here. Players can cooperate with each other, help each other out, work together to defeat big villains. If you don't have the strength to defeat a villain right away, you can also thwart their plans and slow them down. You can do the same thing with many of the scenario special effects. And at the same time, you have to balance rescuing civilians, because if too many of them become endangered, then you'll start losing them and potentially lose the game. But on the negative side, these core actions can feel a bit basic. You're just moving between a very small number of areas and mostly punching things. And that's maybe my biggest issue with these points, that punching is so effective. Because yes, you can save civilians. Yes, you can thwart the villains. But if you just beat them to death, then they can't threaten the civilians and they can't hurt you and they can't do much of anything. So I do find that getting a strong attack combo can kind of invalidate almost everything else and make the game feel a bit too rote. But I'm up to a full pro for my number 3, and that's the character building in the game. That's the name of the game, right? Hero building. So you have 4 different characters who are a bit unique. They have slightly different actions on their main board. They each start with 2 unique cards to themselves. But where the game really shines is how you grow as the game goes on, because you can add more powers into your little slots here, and then you can boost these powers further with ultimate powers linked onto them. And then with the cards in your hand, you can also discard one once per round to add more cubes to your bag, which lets you do longer and more powerful turns, lets you get more combos between your cards because they do combo together quite a lot. This is definitely one of those games in the deck building and bag building genre that does what I love best about these games, which is let you go from 0 to hero in a wild way. You get so powerful by the end. But my number 2 point is unfortunately a full-on con, and this is related to some of the things I've already said before, which is the ramp up and challenge of the game. So this is a push your luck bag pulling game, and I will admit that there is swinginess inherently in that concept, and that's going to make the game's difficulty swing as well. But in almost every scenario we've played, even on the hardest difficulty, we find it too easy, again, to focus on damage and just defeat all the enemies, and we're often clearing the board and having no tension at all. This is worse in some scenarios than others. Again, go watch my playthrough and you'll see what I mean. But overall, something seems to have gone wrong in the balance of the game, even when you add in every difficulty modifier they have. Unless you're playing the couple of missions that are truly challenging, you're just going to kind of steamroll things and have a very boring time in the final rounds. So a big knock against the game for me, unfortunately. But that doesn't change the fact that my number 1 is a full pro, and that's the bag pulling push your luck aspect. So you draw 3 cubes at a time from your bag, and the black cubes are the bad ones. They build up, and if you get 5 of them, then you crash, and you can't pull any more from your bag, and you could take a ton of damage. That's pretty similar to the white tokens in Quacks of Quedlinburg, but a really cool touch is that the black cubes are wilds, and you generally know how many cubes you have of each color in your bag. You know which powers you want to try to fire off, so figure out where these wilds should go, and if you want to wait to put cubes on a power, because once it's full, you have to activate it. Adds a lot of strategy and comboing and tension to the game. But something I really love is that even if you do crash and get all 5 black cubes, it's not a horrific penalty. It's not like your entire turn is canceled and you don't accomplish anything. So the game really encourages you to push your luck and lets you have those fun hero moments, firing off your powers in awesome ways. So overall, you might want to check out Invincible if you like Quacks of Quedlinburg, if you like bag builders or deck builders, if you like combo play and just feeling like a really powerful hero. But on the other hand, you might want to use some caution if you're worried about game balance, because I'm not sure if it's very balanced a lot of the time. It seems a little too easy. And also, I wouldn't personally recommend it too strongly for solo, because you have to control 2 characters and it's kind of awkward to switch back and forth between their bags. And if you want to see the game in action, I have a playthrough that was posted recently. You can go watch that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.